There are things in Japan that need to exist everywhere because, let's face it, Japan makes the rest of the world look incredibly lazy. While we're over here struggling to separate our trash like it's rocket science, Japan has bins with built-in AI that do it for you. We're still stabbing frozen butter like cavemen, and they've turned it into a twist-up stick. And don't even get me started on soggy takeout, because in Japan, your bento box literally heats itself. So today we're counting down 11 things in Japan that need to exist everywhere. Some are genius, some are weird, and every single one of them proves Japan is living in 2050, while the rest of us are still trying to figure out 1995. Number 1. AI trash sorting bins. Let's be real, most of us have no idea how to recycle properly. You stand in front of 5 different bins: plastic, paper, compost, glass, and whatever general waste is supposed to mean, and suddenly it feels like you're sitting an exam you didn't study for. Is it greasy pizza box paper? Or is it trash? Does the plastic lid go in recycling or landfill? And heaven forbid you get it wrong, because there's always that one person nearby watching you like you've just committed an environmental crime. Meanwhile, Japan? They've moved on from this nonsense years ago. They've got trash cans with built-in AI that actually scan what you throw away and automatically sort it into the right category. You don't have to think, you don't have to guess, you just dump your trash and the bin does all the hard work. Imagine that, a garbage can that's smarter than half the people you know. And what do we have? A bunch of color-coded lids and confusing stickers that nobody reads. It's like Japan is out here living in 2050 with self-thinking trash cans, and the rest of us are still arguing over whether tinfoil counts as recyclable. Honestly, Japan makes us look lazy. And maybe a little stupid too. Their bins are literally doing the job we can't be bothered to figure out. Number 2. Self-heating bento boxes. Here's the deal. If you want hot food where most of us live, you've got 2 options. Find a microwave that looks like it survived 3 world wars, or awkwardly ask a stranger at a cafe if they'll heat it up for you. And good luck if you're outside, because nothing screams sad like eating cold noodles on a park bench. But in Japan, they've already solved it. They have these magical little lunch boxes called bentos that heat themselves up. No outlet, no microwave, no asking Karen in the break room to move her soup out of the way. You just pull a string, wait about 5 minutes, and boom. Hot, steaming food, ready to eat. It's like having a personal chef tucked into your bag, minus the attitude. Meanwhile, the rest of us are over here chewing on lukewarm leftovers like we're camping in the Stone Age. Japan is casually turning lunch into a science experiment that actually works. And we're still pretending cold pizza counts as a meal. Honestly, if self-heating bento boxes don't spread worldwide soon, we should just admit Japan has officially given up on us. Number 3. Portable paper soap. You ever go into a public restroom, finally find the courage to touch that disgusting faucet, and then, surprise, there's no soap. Just an empty dispenser mocking you while you wonder how many germs you've just collected. So what do? Either we rinse our hands with water like that's doing anything, or we awkwardly wipe them on our jeans and pretend that's hygiene. In Japan, they've made that whole problem disappear with something so simple it's actually insulting. Portable paper soap. It looks like thin, colorful little sheets of paper that fit right into a pocket-sized container. But the second you add water, it dissolves into actual foamy soap. Wash your hands anywhere, anytime, no excuses. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still trying to remember to carry hand sanitizer, which, let's be real, either leaks in your bag or smells like cheap vodka. Japan once again makes us look lazy. They're casually carrying sheets of soap around like it's origami for germs, and we can't even keep a bottle of sanitizer from exploding all over our car. If you're enjoying this list so far and want to see more of the clever and downright hilarious things Japan does better than the rest of us, make sure to hit subscribe. That way you won't miss the next time we expose how far behind the rest of the world really is. Number 4. Plastic umbrella covers. Picture this. It's pouring rain, you finally step inside a store or a train station, and suddenly your umbrella turns into a weapon of mass destruction. Dripping water everywhere, soaking the floor, and basically creating a slip and slide for anyone walking by. Most of us just stand there awkwardly shaking it off, making things worse, like, "Don't worry everyone, I'm just flooding the entryway." But in Japan, they've solved it. Of course they have. Walk into a building and you'll find umbrella stands that slip a plastic cover right over your wet umbrella in seconds. No puddles, no wet floors, no glaring store clerks, just clean, dry convenience. Meanwhile, the rest of us are dragging around umbrellas that leak like busted pipes, making every building lobby feel like a lawsuit waiting to happen. Japan looks civilized, and we look like we just crawled in out of a hurricane. Number 5. Fingertip gloves. Okay, let's talk about fried chicken, or any greasy food, really. We all love it, but nobody likes looking like they just finished changing the oil in their car after eating 2 drumsticks. Greasy fingers, napkins that never actually clean anything, and then the dreaded moment when you forget and touch your phone screen. Congratulations, now your phone looks like it's been deep fried too. Japan? They saw the problem and fixed it with fingertip gloves. Tiny little slip-on covers just for your thumb and pointer finger. You slide them on, eat your fried chicken like a civilized human being, and toss them when you're done. No grease, no mess, no shame. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still out here trying to fold 3 flimsy napkins into a glove or licking our fingers like that's socially acceptable. Japan makes us look lazy and disgusting at the same time. Honestly, fingertip gloves should be mandatory at every fast food place on Earth. Imagine not needing to walk around smelling like fried chicken for the rest of the day. Number 6. Oil hardener powder. Here's a fun little global tradition. You fry something at home, end up with a pan full of greasy oil, and then spend the next 10 minutes debating how not to destroy your kitchen plumbing. Do you dump it down the sink and wait for the pipes to explode? Do you pour it into a random jar that sits under the sink for 3 months until you can't even remember what's inside it? Or my personal favorite, leave it on the stove until it goes rancid and your whole house smells like a deep fryer. In Japan, they actually bothered to solve this. They sell a simple white powder called oil hardener. Sprinkle it into your used oil, give it a stir, and a few minutes later the whole thing turns into a solid jelly block. Then you just toss it in the trash like it's no big deal. Problem solved, zero drama, no stinky science experiment sitting in your sink. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still playing kitchen roulette with our plumbing. Acting like dumping half a liter of hot grease down the drain is a totally fine idea. Japan? They're casually turning toxic waste into jello while we're one clogged pipe away from a meltdown. Once again, they're living in 2050 and we're still pretending foil-covered bowls of old oil is a normal part of cooking. Number 7. Butter stick. All right, let's talk about butter. For some reason, the rest of the world has decided that butter has to be stored in a giant rock-hard brick, shoved in the back of the fridge, and served with a knife that's never actually sharp enough to cut through it. So every time you want toast, you end up tearing holes in the bread like some kind of amateur lumberjack. Forget smooth spreading. It's more like butter-flavored demolition. Japan looked at this sad routine and basically said, "Why are you people still living like cavemen?" Their solution? Butter sticks. Yes, butter in the exact same design as a glue stick. You just twist the bottom and boom, the butter rises to the top, perfectly spreadable. No knives, no destroyed bread, no angry sighs at 7 a.m. It's so obvious it almost hurts. And before anyone says, well, we have spray butter, let's be real. Spray butter is just sadness in a can. It's not butter, it's not spray, it's just regret. Meanwhile, in Japan, they've literally put butter in a stick and solved a problem that's been ruining breakfast for decades. Of course, the rest of us will probably never get it. We'll keep stabbing frozen butter bricks with dull knives while muttering, why won't this spread? Japan has made toast an art form, and we're still treating it like a contact sport. Number 8. Built-in fish grills and ovens. Let's be honest, cooking fish at home is basically a gamble. You either get it perfectly cooked and delicious, or your entire house smells like a fish market for the next 3 days. Open a window, light a candle, spray half a can of air freshener, it doesn't matter. Once that smell sets in, it's basically a permanent roommate. Japan, of course, has already fixed this. Their ovens actually come with a built-in fish grill, a special little compartment designed just for grilling fish, so it cooks perfectly without turning your whole house into a seafood factory. Slide it in, grill it, done. No lingering smell, no ruined pan, no frantic, why did I think cooking salmon indoors was a good idea? Regrets? Meanwhile, the rest of us are still either blasting the smoke alarm with pan-fried trout or pretending fish sticks from the freezer count as cooking fish at home. Japan makes it look civilized, while we look like we just lost a battle with a tuna boat. And the kicker? It's standard. Not some luxury gadget. Not an add-on for rich foodies. Just a regular oven, except smarter. Because of course Japan doesn't just make ovens. They make ovens that save your dinner and your dignity. The rest of the world? We're still praying our neighbors don't notice the smell coming out of our apartment 3 days later. Number 9. Underground bike parking garages. Now, bikes are a big deal in Japan. They're not just for weekend exercise or that one guy in your office who won't stop talking about his carbon fiber frame. In Japan, bikes are daily transportation, so naturally they treat them with actual respect. Instead of dumping them in a rusty rack outside the grocery store where they get stolen, knocked over, or used as an impromptu trash bin, Japan built high-tech underground bike garages. Here's how it works. You ride up, tap your card, line up your bike, and the machine literally swallows it whole. The bike disappears underground into a safe, secure storage system, and when you're ready to leave, you tap your card again, and, like magic, your bike rises back up to the surface, good as new. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still chaining our bikes to lampposts and hoping nobody walks off with the seat. Or worse, trying to wedge it into some flimsy rack outside a convenience store while praying it doesn't topple over into 6 other bikes like a sad game of dominoes. In Japan, they've got an automated James Bond-style vault for bicycles, and we can't even keep ours from getting a flat tire every other week. Once again, Japan is living in the future, and the rest of us are out here treating bike parking like it's survival of the fittest. Number 10. Tethered bottle caps. Okay, let's talk about bottled drinks. For some reason, the rest of the world has just accepted that the bottle cap is basically a disposable piece of garbage the second you twist it off. You open a soda, put the cap down for 2 seconds, and it's gone forever. Lost under the car seat, rolled across the floor, stolen by gravity itself. And then you're stuck either holding the bottle hostage until you finish it, or trying to balance a half-open drink like you're in some Olympic sport. Japan looked at this mess and said, you know what? Let's stop acting like toddlers who can't keep track of a cap. Their bottles come with tethered caps, meaning the cap stays attached to the bottle even after you open it. Twist, drink, done. No losing it, no panic, no accidental spills, because you thought you'd be clever and just rest the cap on top. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still out here playing hide and seek with tiny pieces of plastic, pretending it's normal to spend half our day crawling under chairs looking for a missing lid. Japan solved it with one simple design tweak. And of course, we'll probably still be waiting 10 more years before anyone else decides to copy it, because apparently, keeping a bottle cap attached is just too advanced for the rest of the planet. Number 11. Edible cookie coffee cups. Alright, here's the grand finale. And honestly, this one makes me want to pack a bag and move to Japan immediately. Imagine going to a cafe, ordering your coffee, and instead of getting yet another cardboard cup that's going straight into the trash, they hand it to you in an edible cookie cup. Yep, you drink your coffee, and when you're done, you literally eat the cup. Dessert and recycling all in one bite. It's genius on every level. No waste, no guilt, no sad little cup dripping into an overflowing bin. Just you, sipping coffee out of a cookie like some eco-friendly wizard. And the best part? It's actually tasty. Made from oats, flour, wheat, real ingredients, not some weird edible plastic. Japan took one of the most boring everyday items on Earth and turned it into a snack. Meanwhile, what do we get? Coffee cups with plastic lids that don't even fit properly. Half the time you take a sip and the lid attacks your nose like it's out for revenge. And then we act shocked when landfills are overflowing with billions of disposable cups. Japan is out here literally eating their trash, and the rest of us can't even figure out how to put the recycling in the right bin. Honestly, edible coffee cups might be the smartest, most fun invention on this whole list. And if these don't spread everywhere soon, the rest of the world should just admit defeat. So there you have it. 11 things in Japan that need to exist everywhere, but probably won't, because the rest of the world is still too busy arguing over recycling bins and soggy takeout. If you want more proof that Japan is living in 2050 while we're stuck in the past, make sure to hit subscribe, because trust me, there's plenty more where this came from.